Mark Madden, Pittsburgh sports analyst, said he's seen enough of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett, and he doesn't think that Kenny Pickett is the guy. It's been over 20 games when he made the statement, and he said he hasn't seen anything from Kenny Pickett to convince him that he's the guy moving forward. This is what Mark Madden had to say about the situation. And Will Levis in his NFL debut threw for 4 touchdown passes. Mark Madden highlighted that, in his comment. And Kenny Pickett only threw for 2. That's the highest. That's the most touchdowns he threw in a game was 2. And Will Levis in his first start with 4. So he's using that, saying Kenny Pickett hasn't had a game like that. People are coming out now. It's mid-season, year 2. You had quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, the things he did in his second season, with the Philadelphia Eagles, being an MVP candidate and stuff like that. And here's the numbers for, with Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell. Sam Howell was linked to the Steelers, and you see Sam Howell's numbers and Kenny Pickett's so far. And Sam Howell's numbers are better than Kenny Pickett's. So, I understand, man, where the people are coming from, and they're getting restless and they're saying, hey, what's going on? Kenny Pickett, you're not making the plays. You're not looking like a first round guy. Trevor Lawrence came to town. I know he's a first overall pick, but you can see the difference between Trevor Lawrence and Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is a first round guy, some picks down the line, towards the end, but it's still first round. So people are always gonna, say you should have some of that, maybe not all of it, but we want to see some of it, and there's some things that Kenny Pickett has to work on, man. Everything is not Matt Canada. You can't just put everything on Canada. Players have to go out and play, and there's some plays that Kenny Pickett, missed out on. I know the game that just passed, the Jacksonville game, there was a touchdown. Deontay Johnson slipped. It looked like he was trying to go back for the ball. So maybe if the ball was a little better, that's a touchdown there. George Pickens was open on the sideline and things like that, So there's some things that Kenny Pickett himself has to clean up, with that, and making the plays that you can make. If there's a play there, you have to make it. Canada's not throwing the ball and things like that. So I understand, man. Me being a Kenny Pickett guy, I back Kenny. I believe Kenny, is a decent, nice quarterback. If you put in the right, put in the right positions, maybe with a better, play caller. There's no tight end usage and things like that. I mean, those plays are elementary, but that doesn't take away the fact that Kenny Pickett, there is plays to be made, and he has missed some plays, and some previous games as well. There was plays that Kenny should have made. So I'm not gonna make any excuses for Kenny Pickett just because, Kenny Pickett, I do believe in Kenny Pickett, so I'm not gonna do that. But I do believe that Kenny Pickett, man, 1 year with a better offensive coordinator, it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be put in a Brock Purdy situation and things like that. Things are not going to be perfect, and players are just going to have to excel. That's just sometimes what people want to see in a player, and that's what shows you that they are the guy, because they could take something, make something out of nothing. This is a bad situation, and this guy's still doing it. He's still producing, kind of like Joe Burrow with that bad offensive line. You get sacked all those times and you still win a game. I think he got sacked 9 times or something like that in a game, and still was able to make the passes and still able to pull that game out, man. Any other quarterbacks, most quarterbacks probably won't be able to stay focused to even make the passes that to win the game. So it's just, and that shows you right there, that in him, the franchise guy in him. You want moments like that from Kenny Pickett, and guys aren't seeing them and they haven't been there, and you want a complete game from Kenny Pickett as well. Like I said, the Will Levis 4 touchdown game, you want to see one of those. Kenny Pickett does have the clutch thing going for him. Late in games, he can pull a rabbit out of the hat, and he's there, the 2-minute drive, in one of the previous games before halftime, he was able to go down the field and do some things. So there's times with Kenny Pickett that you see it, but, you want to see a complete game. I understand that as well. So, when people come out like Mark Madden, there was some other analysts said that they didn't believe Kenny Pickett was good, and people were starting to get restless and things like that. I can understand, man, because this quarterback thing, you have to get it right. It's very important, especially with the Pittsburgh Steelers coming from the quarterback they're coming from. They're used to good quarterback play. With 20 years of Big Ben, man. So, it's next man up, and the next man gotta resemble something that we're used to seeing, or we're gonna have to go to the next man. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point with Kenny Pickett, man. And like I said, but you can't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, if next year, if things, just say hypothetically things don't get any better and they just decide to move on, make a move to get a higher pick, and maybe go in another direction. Hey, man, I would understand, like I said, seeing the production of a guy like, Sam Howell, him being drafted later in the draft and stuff like that. Jalen Hurts, like I said, 2nd-round guy and things. So, you look and say, hey, 1st-round guy, where is it at? Maybe it's time to move on, because you can't give a guy too much time, because it's the roster's not going to be the same. You're not going to have a George Pickens in his prime all the time, and you got Warren and Pat Freiermuth and things like that. So you just have to strike while the iron is hot, as they would say, and yeah, man, the time, it's coming sooner, come fast. It just seems like it was just draft day. Everybody, okay, Kenny Pickett is a drafted pick guy, and let's see. And now we're at the point where, people are saying, hey, what's going on? He's not putting together full games. All right, the 4th quarter thing is cool, but maybe if you put together a full game, you don't have to do the 4th quarter thing. It's all right to have it, but you can't sustain, and you can't go on and sustain a career on 4th quarters. A team can't win games. You can't keep a team afloat like that with just 4th quarter drives and things like that. So I understand all of that, but like I said, I think one year, this is the second 1 year, that'll be you're 3 years in after that. So, well, if they do this, decide that, hey, then that's fair. That's all unfair. You can't ask for no more than that, especially, like I said, the importance of this thing. And you got besides Cleveland, you have Baltimore and Cincinnati. They have their quarterbacks. So, you don't want to be the last guy, the last team in a division to really establish the quarterback position, because for a long time the Pittsburgh Steelers had the best quarterback in a division. So you don't want to go from the best quarterback to not having a quarterback, or just trying to, piece guys together until you get one. So, it's here. Like I said, the time is here. The judgment of Kenny Pickett, it's coming faster, than what it may seem, but the quarterback position is just that important. So, I understand it, man. So me You know, like I said, being behind Kenny and backing Kenny still, I'm not going to be biased to the situation and make no excuses for Kenny Pickett at all, because that's just not going to that's not going to help this situation and do nothing for nobody. So Kenny Pickett, Mark Madden says 20 games is enough. He's seen it, and he doesn't think that Kenny Pickett is the guy. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with Mark Madden? Is 20 games enough, you know, for you guys? Is that it? Have you seen what you needed to see, or didn't see what you wanted to see? Or, you know, let me know in the comments. I just think, me myself personally, you know, just 1 year with a good play caller, you know, at least half a year. I mean, give him that shot to be put in a fluent, at least a regular offense. You know, haven't been using no tight ends, and just, you know, some regular plays, you know, some good NFL regular plays, and let's see what he can do. He's going to have to take it from there. So we'll just have to see what direction the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to give him, you know, all the time he needs. I don't think they're going to move on from him that fast with, you know, Tomlin picking him. I think he's going to give him, you know, time. So I think guys coming out, you know, saying that he's not good and things, I don't think it's going to rush the clock for Mike Tomlin, because that is his guy. So, but you never know. You know, there is a higher up, and things can happen. So we're just going to have to sit back and see what happens. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.